This is GrantTalk, hosted by Libby Hyken, founder and CEO of GrantWatch and author of The Queen of Grants.
Hi everybody, I'm Libby Hyken and I'm your host at GrantTalk. GrantTalk is powered by GrantWatch, and today we are sitting with Adam Helman of the Guest House, and he's going to tell us all about his organization. Nice to meet you, Adam. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Nice to meet you, Libby. It's my pleasure. Guest House is a 501c3 in Chicago. We provide temporary lodging for medical patients and their families when they need to stay near the hospital during treatment. So if you think about it, a lot of times people, when they need advanced care, specialized care, they need to travel to a different place to get treatment. They need to be away from home. And oftentimes, if they have to come to a place like Chicago, it's very expensive to stay in a hotel, especially for an extended period of time. So we make it possible for people who are going to be receiving long periods of care or care for a long period, we make it possible for them to be able to stay near the hospital to receive care.
What hospital are you near?
Well, we're close to three big hospitals in Chicago, Stroger Hospital of Cook County, the University of Illinois Hospital, and Rush University Medical Center. So those are partners of ours. We also have a partnership with University of Chicago Hospital and partnerships with the American Cancer Society and with the Gift of Hope Organ and Tissue Donor Network, which opens us up to cancer patients and organ transplant patients receiving treatment at any Chicago area hospital.
And how many apartments do you have?
We have 47 apartments, fully furnished, all in one building. We are on the campus of the University of Illinois in near downtown Chicago. And each apartment has, most of them are one bedroom, a few are two bedroom, but the basic setup is a bedroom or bedrooms, a living room, dining room, a kitchen that's fully equipped, pots, pans, plates, everything, and TV, streaming entertainment, and Wi-Fi.
How did GrantWatch help you?
So GrantWatch has helped us by making us aware of a variety of different grants that we can apply to. We're a small nonprofit, and so for what's a reasonable fee that we pay quarterly, we get listings every week of grants that would be of interest to us. So we've found information about large foundation grants, about small family foundation grants, and even about government grants on GrantWatch, and those leads have been very good for us.
So how successful have you been?
Well, it's definitely, I don't have the exact numbers, but it's definitely been an effective way of finding new sources for funding, and we've gotten a couple of very significant donations coming through GrantWatch, as well as some smaller foundations that have given us money year over year.
And that's great because the more grants you get, the next time you write an application, you can say, we've gotten from here and from there, and they can see that you can manage those grant funds very well.
Yes, that's absolutely right. And the other thing that we find is that the information on GrantWatch is current, and so that when there's contact information about different grants that we can apply to, if we want to reach out to people, we actually get somebody on the phone or via email who responds. Oftentimes, people, if you just go and look at a website, you might get somebody's name who no longer works there, isn't focused on grants anymore. So people don't always keep their websites up as well as they do their applications, their materials on GrantWatch.
Yeah, we work really hard, and I think my staff is going to love hearing from you because, we work and you work in a vacuum, and now GrantTalk is out there, so we're really getting to know the people that we're helping, and it's so pleasant, to meet people. So thank you.
Well, good. Yeah, it's nice to be able to talk to you too, definitely.
What's your background? How did you become a grant writer?
Well, it's funny. I'm no longer a grant writer. I did that for a little while. I'm the executive director, but my background really, I got into nonprofit, that was sort of like my midlife crisis. So I was working in corporate America and had been moving around to different places. I'm from Chicago originally. My wife and I moved here because I got a job transfer back here. And we thought that we were going to move back to Atlanta, which is where the company I worked for was headquartered. But being back home for me, being closer to home for her, made us decide not to leave Chicago. And that got me thinking about, what am I going to do next with my life? Those kind of big questions. And my wife has always worked in public sector and nonprofit work. And I thought, maybe that's what I should do too, to just get a little bit closer to this community and this city that I love so much. And now that we're staying here. So I just walked out of a job, which was kind of a bold thing to do. And my wife, really, I appreciate her being permissive about that. But I ended up finding my way into doing fundraising for the guest house.
You know what I notice? That people that were in business that go into the nonprofit world, they do very well because a nonprofit should be run as a business.
That's exactly right. I think that's true. The major difference between a nonprofit and a for-profit business is the tax code. And the fact that we don't have tax obligations that for-profit businesses do, but we have to keep the doors open. We have to be able to pay our people and pay them a competitive wage. And so certainly being able to get support through grants that we're able to get through GrantWatch is a very important part of our financial model and
Adam,
helps us do that.
If I said to you, tell us what your wish for your organization is, what would you say?
Our wish for our organization, what I'd like to do is, I would love for us to continue to be able to expand and reach a broader and broader group of people. We have great partners, and there is a good amount of demand for our service between medical patients and then work we also do with veterans who are getting treatment for PTSD through our partners at Rush, the program that they have. But I feel like there is a bigger opportunity for us to reach more people and also to reach more localized people. So people think about a facility like ours, and they really do think about going to our partner hospitals as medical destinations. And a lot of times people in Chicago don't necessarily think, well, that's not for me, or I wouldn't qualify, or I don't need that. And the truth is our services are valuable to people whether they're coming from out of state or just from around the corner. Because let's say a person's getting cancer treatment, or an organ transplant, they're immune suppressed, maybe living in their home environment is not right during that period. Maybe they have to take public transportation back and forth, and getting on the train or getting on the bus with a lot of people when you're immune suppressed.
I'm very familiar with what you've done because years ago I wrote a grant for a similar place near the Boston Medical Facility. I don't remember the name of the hospital. Maybe that's what it's called. And it was because people were immunocompromised when they came out of the hospital and they couldn't go home, but they didn't need to stay in a hospital anymore.
Right.
And this is just such a blessing what you do. Now, if people wanted to get a hold of you, how would they find your organization online?
So they can visit our website at www.guesthousechicago.org.
And they can reach you through the Contact Us.
Absolutely. We're there during business hours every day of the week.
I love what you do. And, you can go to sleep at night and know how many people are sleeping well because of what you've done. And just keep going from strength to strength because what you're doing is phenomenal. So thank you.
Thanks so much. Thank you, Libby. It was really nice meeting you, and it's been great speaking with you.
Same
Good
here.
luck to you, too.
Thank you.
Thank you for tuning into Grant Talk, powered by GrantWatch. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to all your local podcast feeds today.